Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we just have another mail opening for you guys. And we're still a bit thin on the ground for content, aren't we really? I keep telling myself I'm going to do the Stephanie McMahon NW opening. Mostly just because I've been telling myself that I'm just going to do that one straight away for however many weeks now. And every day I think, yep, we'll do that today. And I go to do it and I think, nah, not feeling it. And I did try to sort of force myself to do an NW opening before when I did the China one. And the raw footage ended up 26 minutes long. And I really didn't have a good time doing it. You gotta do these things because you enjoy them, not because you want to get something out of them. Sure you guys don't mind. Now we'll get on to today's parcels. So first of all, we've got this one single figure. Very interesting bit of a reused packaging here on that one. And then we also have a little pair of figures from Rock and Roll Collectibles. Two figures in this enormous box. Really cool stuff. Got some really cool deals on Rock and Roll Collectibles. I spotted them the other day. Also got 10% off. Free delivery over £30, and they dispatched it yesterday and it's arrived today. So that is all really good value for my money. I only got the 10% off one of the figures, which was a bit weird, but it's better than nothing, isn't it? And I will apologise at this point for the focusing, the colour balance, etc. I'm still filming these videos at present on my front-facing phone camera, and there seems to have been some change at some stage where the focus / colour balance is going a little bit weird. It's kind of like if people have been watching me for a few years, it's kind of like my last phone where there was a certain point where that would just have like lighting flares and stuff all the time. It doesn't seem to be that bad, but you know, like I'd turn my head and the screen would just go bright red and all that kind of stuff. So I do apologise for that in advance. There's probably going to be a fair bit of that I can't edit out. But yeah, so first of all, this is a figure I've been kind of passively looking for. I've been passively looking for it for a few years now. But recently, you know, I've been maybe looking a little bit harder. I was thinking I would quite like to pick up this guy. And it's very unlikely that we're going to get another one anytime soon. At least in this character. So this is a Pete Dunne. I didn't buy one of these at the time because I didn't know an awful lot about Pete. And I didn't really want to pay like full price for the figure. But, you know, I did kind of like him. I did kind of respect him. I did like the vibe. I kind of figured we're not going to get another Pete Dunne anytime soon, so probably just try and land one of these before, you know, in case we lose the option altogether. I mean, I don't want to figure of Butch, and that's just Pete Dunne. The head's a little bit loose. Don't often get actual like issues with loose heads on loose figures, or at all actually. I don't think I've had a loose head for quite a while. We've got the UK title with him, of course, so we can sell off the previous one I had that came with a Tyler Bate that I also sold off. And he comes with his jacket as well, so full accessories on that one. I really like Pete Dunne's kind of adaptation of the classic sort of British World of Sports style to modern wrestling style, really. I think it's really cool. It's really cool that people have done that. He's not the only one, obviously. The kind of Tyler Bate, etc., kind of bringing that in as well. But, you know, it's just really cool to have that kind of technical wrestling style sort of brought to a modern environment. It's just a shame we don't get to see it too often. You know, Pete Dunne was so young when he arrived on the WWE frame, and they gave him the massive push with the NXT title, the NXT UK title for so long, and then they've just buried him on the main card, as they do with most people. I'm just rambling now while I'm trying to get his jacket on. It's a real shame as well, because like I say, he was so young, and I've always thought to myself, like, no one's ever going to be younger than Brock Lesnar and win the WWE title, and then Pete Dunne came along, and I was like, well, you know what, he is very young. He's not that young, but he's very young, and he's actually been wrestling since he was 14 years old, because the UK is nuts. So, you know, if anyone was ever going to break that record, it probably coulda, woulda, shoulda been Pete Dunne. And now he's just aging, and it's kind of like, yeah, you never know. He might be one of the many people in the WWE whose career takes off when they hit 40. Anyway, there we go. There's the full figure. I'm still not a massive fan of this head scan. Like, I know what they were going for and everything, but I just think that it kind of looks a bit ugly. I do think it looks a lot better than the other one. However, again, I know what they were going for with that, but it was hideous. And then seeing people chasing after this hideous figure was like, ugh. Anyway, yes, we've got some figures from Rock and Roll Collectibles. I'd been meaning to order one of these, actually from Wrestling Megastore, I think, or Wrestling Shop. I think it was Wrestling Shop. And then, you know, I finally remembered to do it the other day. And when I went on their website, they didn't really have anything else worth ordering. Their free delivery was over 50, so I browsed a little bit further and found this guy on Rock and Roll Collectibles eBay. Then I tried their website, where everything is a little bit cheaper because I don't have to pay eBay fees. And he was £15, which was the same price Wrestling Shop were selling him for. So we picked him up for custom usage. Oh, what is this tape made out of? You'd think the fact that like most of my content is mail openings, and I've done like 95 of them at this point, no exaggeration, and I still can't cut a bit of tape. So yeah, I found that, and then we looked on that website and I found loads of other cool stuff on there. If you haven't seen already, there was some really great deals on there that I posted on my Instagram, like $13.99 for Molly Holly is crazy in the UK, $11.99 for Chainsaw Charlie, $20.99 for one of the Legends figures in here that we'll get onto in a second. And yeah, just amazing deals on there right now. And like I say, 10% off, free delivery over £30. So that wasn't hard at all to make. So the first figure here, the one that started the whole thing off, and I did have to just check the pronunciation on this. I did just Google this a second ago. I mean, look at that, crazy, like crazy amount of bubble wrap there. Lovely amount of packaging. No expense spared from Rock and Roll Collectibles. I did just Google how to pronounce this. I was right, but it's always good to be sure because I'm not a massive UFC guy. So we've got this Urijah Faber action figure. I feel like Faber is just easier to say, so I'm probably going to say that for the rest of the video. And the reason for this is that me and a friend thought that this head, when we initially saw it, could be useful for a custom, which I'm still going to keep a secret. But in addition to this, for the sake of £15, which is a decent enough price for these UFC figures, especially in the UK, I figured, you know, we can get the head for the custom, and if I'm not happy with it, then never mind. Otherwise, you know, we've got another guy for the Ultimate Fist Mixed Fighting Pick Fed. They also had Amanda Nunes for 17 and Francis Ngannou for about 18, I think. But the only other one I probably would have taken is McGregor. Like I say, I'm not a massive UFC guy. But yeah, this is a pretty cool pickup, really. You know, we got more people for the Ultimate Fist. I'm not going to pretend I know a lot about this guy, but I will research him. And we'll see about popping him in fights and whatnot. It's always nice to have more fighter options. And that head for the custom as well is pretty cool. And the other thing we picked up, this was $20.99, which is a pretty good price for a decent Legends figure in the UK. And I think I already said the other week that, you know, I had one Legends figure, and in a week I tripled that amount. Well, in however long it's been since then, I've quadrupled that amount, and we have another Legends figure. Legends are now available in the UK, but only the current ones. So yeah, $20.99 for X-Pac. I thought we'd take that one. My only concern is that I kind of feel like, does this look like a bit of an older X-Pac face? Like, you know, kind of like a modern head scan with like younger hair, I guess. That's probably what it is, quite frankly. But you know, I'm just a little bit concerned about that. You know, might want to swap on a younger head. But my younger figure of X-Pac, you know, it's got the single jointed elbows. It came to me loose. It's not in the best of conditions. It's not got the best joints in the world. And I would like to use X-Pac a little bit more in my Fed than I have been. Especially since we ended up with Road Dogg as part of my accidental tag team division fix. Where I had no tag teams and then all of a sudden I had plenty. You know, we can team this up with the Road Dogg that we now have. We got Kane, Stacy Keibler, Lex Luger, and X-Pac. And the funny thing is, despite the fact that this Kane is probably my favourite one in this series, it's the only figure I have not seen, you know. I picked this up for a friend, I picked this up, nowhere near the Kane. But that's probably because other people feel the same way. It's really nice to upgrade X-Pac for just $20.99. What I'm hoping, though, is that my attachment to my old X-Pac isn't going to prevent me from selling it on for to get a couple of quid back. Because, you know, otherwise £20 for an upgrade is not necessarily necessary. I mean, there's no point of it sitting around on my shelf. But, you know, I know what I'm like. And that's it. That's the whole thing. We got the Pete Dunne, Urijah Faber. And I mean, Pete Dunne could turn up an Ultimate Fist as well. Like, that's 100% something that probably will happen now I mentioned it. But he's definitely got some appearances in the Fed coming up. We like using British guys. There's nothing else in that box apart from like a couple of these. It's just an unnecessarily large box. Like I said, no expense spared from Rock and Roll Collectibles. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you thought, and check out the mail openings playlist in the end screen. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.